Today on the In All Kinds Weather Forecast, we have Florida commit and signee Jahari Medlock joins the In All Kinds Weather Forecast to talk about his recruitment and what he's most looking forward to in joining the Florida Gators football program. This is the In All Kinds of Weather Forecast. And welcome in to another episode of the In All Kinds of Weather Forecast. I am your host, Chris Yanes, joined here by Jahari Medlock, a recent signee to the Florida Gators football program, signing just 2 weeks ago on signing day after he flipped his commitment from Cincinnati to the Florida Gators. And before we get to all that, please make sure, if you have not already, hit that subscribe button down below. Leave a like if you enjoyed this episode. Leave a comment for any questions you may have for Jahari, and we will read them in our next show here on the show. But guys, excited to have Jahari in the Gators uniform and excited to have him here on the All Kinds of Weather Forecast today. Jahari, welcome to the show.
Thank you for bringing me on here. Thank you for giving me the time of day to talk to you.
Absolutely, of course. So, Jahari, wasn't too long ago, you were not a part of the Florida Gators class. You were committed to Cincinnati, but the Gators began recruiting you this past fall, and then you eventually joined the Gators class. Talk about that process and why you decided to become a Florida Gator.
Well, actually, it was more like, I enjoyed Cincinnati. I'm not gonna hold you on that. Like, I loved them. I had a good time. But it was just like when I went to Florida for the first time on my OV, I seen like I seen things that I ain't never seen before. I seen things that I ain't see at Cincinnati. It was like I seen the amount of tailgating, the environment, just the fan base was just crazy. And then once I got a behind the scenes look on their facility and their players, they put me with the freshmen, like the freshmen and sophomores and juniors. Cincinnati put me with their seniors, so it's like okay, cool, like But when I was with Florida, they showed me like their facility, their rehabilitation, what they use, and I was like, wow, like it was way like much bigger. That's where I got an actual look at the SEC. So so man, and then it was even better for me because my mother and I got a lot of other family members that are Gator fans. So when I told them I was there, they was like real stoked and like real happy. So it meant a lot. But then the thing was, I noticed about Cincinnati and Florida, the coaches was totally different how they act towards me. Like Florida, they was more keeping it real with me, keeping it like wasn't lying about nothing. I'm not saying that Cincinnati was lying about anything, but it was just more like when they told me some things that had me still questioning, like had me asking more questions. But when Florida told me things, I was like, oh, okay. Like it wasn't nothing that made me question, made me had the feeling that it was like leaving some things out. But that's what I like. That's what I like mainly like about Florida.
Yeah, I mean, everybody talks about kind of when we've spoken to other recruits in the past and guys that have joined the program, the common theme has always been that the coaches are just real. They make it feel like a family environment that people want to come play for that, and it's genuine, it's natural, it's not forced. Would you say that that was the case kind of in your process and interacting with guys like Coach Napier as well as some of the other coaches on the staff?
Yes, sir. Yes, it was. Yes, because I asked some of the players how the coaches is, just to get a feel of, how they is behind the football. They said like, they still coaches, but they act more like family members. They act more like, like fathers. Like keep it real with you. Like shoot, if you mess up on something, if they see you doing something wrong, they'll straighten you up. But like if Cincinnati, they was like they said they'll talk to you or something, or do something with, but it wasn't like I wasn't really messing with it.
Yeah.
But yeah,
No,
yeah, it is.
I see that. I see that. I mean, and hey, at the end of the day, you got to feel at home. You got to find a place that works best for you, so you can be developed into the best player, best man, and you know, it sounds like that's kind of what Florida was doing for you. And you talked about your visit to Florida. So I think you officially OV'd for Kentucky. Is that correct? And then you came back for the Ole Miss game. Do I have that right?
Yes, sir.
So talk about that because you got a night atmosphere where Florida got a big win over Kentucky, and then you were there arguably for maybe the best game of the year when Florida upset number nine Ole Miss. So I mean, and then I think was it 2 days? You flipped your commitment 2 days before that game. I can't remember. I'm trying to remember the timeline.
It was after. No, yeah, it was after. It was like I think about probably like a day after.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, so I mean, like the atmosphere, right? I mean, it had to have played a factor too in your recruitment.
Yes, really, because when I was at Cincinnati, I'm expecting, honestly, I don't know what to expect because it was my first time there. I went on the OV to Cincinnati in the summer, so when I went to Cincinnati, it was cool. A lot of like loud. The crowd was happy or whatever, but there wasn't like eye opening kind of. But when I went to Florida on the first OV to Kentucky, I was like, ain't no way this is real. Like the fact how they was like doing everything in sync, like it was like a whole tradition, like they do this every game. I was like, wow. Like I was like lost the words. Then, after that game, I was like, I came home for probably like a few weeks, seeing some other colleges. But then I was like, man, I'm trying to get a feeling of that Florida again. So yeah, but it was like the main thought of why I came back was I want to see is that every game. Like, is that just that? It was it just that game because it was a homecoming game. I did not. I didn't even know it was a homecoming game, but it was a homecoming game. So I wanted to see was it just because of it was a homecoming game, or is that every game? And that's what made me come back. And then once I seen like it's the same thing again, like I had fun. Like I felt like I was in the game, but it was like once I left the stadium after the game, I was like, I never thought I actually like feel like, man, I want to go to another game. I want to come back. But it was something else. Like it was something I never thought I'd be able to experience.
Yeah, no, there's nothing like a Saturday in the Swamp. Doesn't matter if it's a noon kickoff or a primetime kickoff. I mean, it's something special. And when you run out of that tunnel for the first time and put on that orange and blue, I'm sure it's gonna be a special moment for you, definitely. Talk about the guys though that you're joining in this class because I think a lot of people are excited about some of the freshmen coming in this group, some of the other guys that are going to be in that offensive line with you. You got Daniel Pierre-Louis, Deverius Dice. Have you talked to a lot of those guys in the class, and what's your vibe kind of with those guys and what they
Um,
hope to accomplish?
honestly, honestly, I haven't really talked to any of them. I really like more stayed to myself, mainly, paid attention to, what I got. But the only person I probably talked to was I can't think of his name. He also an offensive tackle at Langston Hughes. He was he flipped from Auburn. But it
Oh,
only I think I talked to him. It was like in a patty camp. We was just small talk. But he cool though. He real cool. Cool people. But I ain't for the most part I ain't really talk or look into anybody else,
what
honestly.
about the guys on the team? I know that you said that you were paired with some freshmen, some sophomores on the team now. Who are those guys that hosted you on your visits at Florida?
Okay, I was with Jason. I was with Jason and Mark.
Zandamela?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, Jason. And I was, mainly, I'm, by me being, just me, I'm paying attention. I'm paying attention to him, how he act and, how he talk, how he treat other people. He real cool, like real confident. I can, I can really see myself like, being lined up like next to him. I can see him, just chilling the weekend with him. And same thing with Marcus. That's why I was like, that's what made me push me more like, yeah, I want to be here. Like when I was chilling with them before the game and after the game, I was like, I felt like I was talking to family members. I felt like I was talking to like my cousins or something. And I ain't get that feeling from Cincinnati because they matched me up with seniors. but it was more like by them putting me with a class range that was like close to mine. That's when I really got more comfortable. And by them being, being around my age or close by my age, I felt way more comfortable with them. So yeah, I really like the guys I'll be with next year.
Yeah, no, that makes total sense. I mean, those are the guys that you're going to be with in the trenches. You're going to be going to practice every day. Like, I mean, that's those are your teammates right there, and hopefully you'll accomplish some big things together. I think there's a lot of obviously, I think people sense a lot of momentum around the program right now. The way Florida finished the season, they've won 3 games in a row, looking for that fourth consecutive win in the bowl game, hopefully here coming up next Friday. Talk about kind of what you guys think you could do next season and the season after, because obviously DJ Lagway is the Florida Gators quarterback. A lot of people are hyped to play with him. What are your thoughts on all of that?
Honestly, I thought my thoughts are it's full of excitement, and just can't wait to see what happens next. Because I talked to Jason about the plays, how how do y'all talk to each other, and I really like that. Sadly, I ain't really get to connect or talk to DJ like DJ Lagway, but I ain't really. But as looking at his character or from the players like Jason and Marcus, they say he real cool or he real cool people. So yeah, I really look forward to playing alongside them and playing and blocking for like DJ.
And for blocking, where on the offensive line does the coaching staff project you to play at the college
Left.
level?
Yeah, they want me to. They really want me to play left tackle.
Okay.
Yeah, they want me to play left tackle, but whatever works or whatever the best place they see best fit for me, yeah, I'm with it.
Do you
But
feel you're most comfortable at the left tackle position? Just okay.
yes, sir.
Good. That's where you had most of your success at the high school level.
Yes, sir.
Gotcha. Very cool. Well, I mean, I guess one final question I got to ask, and I love asking this about all guys when they join the
It's
program
okay.
is
Yeah, it's okay. Go
what
ahead. Go ahead.
what uh what are your goals? What 3, 4 years from now, when it's almost your time here at the University of Florida is over, what do you hope you've accomplished as a player, as a person, as a team?
Honestly, you know, I hope that my business gets like starts like comes out very successful. I'm starting a little brand. So I'll obviously I hope that that'll be booming. And I hope that I gain some real awards, some big awards, and put a great name out for my high school that I came from, and put a big name out for for the Gators and where everyone I played for, and where I play against, and everyone I played with. So that's mainly what I hope for. And going towards going towards leaving the swamp. I really hope I'm hoping and I'm going for my main goal, life goal is to be drafted to the NFL. So that's one of the main things that I hope for.
Well, certainly Florida has a history of putting offensive linemen in the NFL and some success there. So would love to see that happen to you, Jahari. And we couldn't thank you enough for coming here on the show. And you are welcome back anytime to talk about Gator football. And whenever you let that brand drop, please let us know. We'll definitely shout it out here and support it on the Twitter world. Where can everybody find you on social media if they want to follow you?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. On Instagram, it is I am What's Up Lock, as in WSP.LOCK. Twitter, one V World, one V underscore WRLD, and those are the main social medias I use. So yeah, that's on that.
And we'll make sure to tag you in all those when we promote this show and shout you out there. But Jahari, thank you so much for coming on the In All Kinds weather forecast. We could not thank you enough. And for all of our fans out there, please make sure, if you have not already, if you liked this content, hit that subscribe button down below. Leave a like, leave a comment with your thoughts and with your questions potentially for Jahari, and we'll read them here on the next show as we recap and continue to follow the Florida Gators here at the In All Kinds weather forecast. So from all of us here, signing off from another great episode.